Hey everybody, it's Tafony here once again. I hope you're doing well today. We're rambling about the Expert Sleepers IVO. It sounds like this. I just want to say recently I got this one in a trade and I had never heard of it before. Someone offered it to me and I am interested in it and how it sounds, and we're going to go from there. So what is it? It is an 8 HP, much like my little Mikey. In fact, I believe it's the same panel and same vertical mounting on the back, which is just fine, but I wanted to point that out in case depth is a consideration for you. It is a 2 or 3 pole low-pass filter. Tafony is probably the last person you should watch if you are interested in filter videos and filter shootouts. But you know what? Here we are nonetheless. And let's run a pure sine wave into it. It sounds like this. Input in. So this one has a level. This input at the bottom. So pure sine wave going in. This one is fixed. Interesting. So yeah, I guess that's just like this cutoff. You get dual cutoff inputs, and one of them has an attenuator, and you get 2 audio inputs, and one of them has an attenuator. So maybe we'll just start with that one and go from there. Let's do 2 pole. Going the wrong way, sorry. In my noodling with this thing, the 2-pole mode behaves really strangely. So let's start in 3-pole mode then. So let's just do filter sweep. We're using a little bit of resonance. Now, I'll point out on this one, and maybe this is just my nerdiness coming into play. Let's turn resonance all the way off and sweep through. 3-pole mode. Sorry, there was a hair of reverb on. Let's turn that back down. And I just want to say, let's do a sweep through. I just want to say you probably want to watch this on like the, I think it's not a spectrum analyzer, but the spectre graph that shows you like all the different EQ bands and how the one mode is 12 dB per octave and the other is 16. You probably don't want to look at an oscilloscope because, yeah, there's small sine wave and large sine wave, but, you know, we do what we can here on the Tafony YouTube channel. I just wanted to say this one really behaves in a crazy way in the 2-pole mode, and what I also want to point out is there's feedback control here and not resonance. And then in the manual it says feedback parentheses resonance, but I don't mean to be a huge dork about absolutely everything, although if you watch this channel, you probably have seen me do just that for hundreds of hours. But feedback is looping back of the input, right? It's not... Resonance is gain applied to the point at which the filter is cutting off, right? I thought. Although that applies also to the poles in some way. Again, I don't know. The manual says feedback, parentheses, resonance, so maybe they're just using the terms interchangeably. For all intents and purposes, it acts like resonance does. So, in that regard, cutoff lights up here when it's all the way open. And the input also monitors. So these little like plastic inputs on the Expert Sleeper stuff are classic. They're I don't know how useful they are on this one, but they are nice on the other Expert Sleeper stuff, that it shows you like the voltage that's being inputted or outputted, especially when it comes to modulation. It's nice to just have those things light up to give you some sort of cue without use of an oscilloscope. We've been doing a lot of filtering here of the pure sine. Let's do it up again. Pitch it up here for fun. Do some more. Nope, that's the attenuverter for the cutoff. Let's do some less feedback. It's interesting in the 3-pole mode, that makes it quieter. But then, okay, I'm going to jump into the 2-pole mode, and this thing is just crazy. So at the lowest feedback mode, it's like kind of usable. Oh, the self-oscillating is insane. I don't know why it does that. It's like, maybe it is feedback for that reason. And they just say it's resonance. Oh god, I'm scared. Oh, it's touchy. It's really touchy. And the 3-pole mode, just like, at least on the sine wave, it just sounds better to me. And it's not touchy. I don't know. Now, you can also CV modulate that feedback, but I'm kind of... I've never really... somebody was telling me in the Discord, which I invite you all to join, about ways to modulate the resonance on other filters, which I like... I always saw those inputs, and I'm just like, I don't know if I really know how to use that, and then they were giving me some good use cases for that, but then I would be hesitant to start here on the 2-pole mode, because it's so touchy! And people love their... experimental filters, but this will also self-oscillate pretty easily for that reason. Let's maybe 3-pole mode, will that self-oscillate? No, it doesn't seem like it. Maybe for that reason. Let's throw in triangle. This is 3-pole mode, resonance down or feedback down. I'll be honest, I am in love with the Pony VCF, and by comparison, this isn't jumping out at me as much. Doesn't sound as liquidy, as buttery, as whatever adjective I shouldn't be using. I always find there's no reason to not crank the input gain on your filters, but you know, if you want something more subtle, if you have taste, unlike me, maybe you can roll those back. Maybe we'll throw a different input in at this as well. Let's do the sine wave on the second input. Maybe we'll reverse that, we'll do. And then we can attenuate the second input. Filter down. Or sorry, we'll turn our pitch up. Sounds nice. We'll send a sequence just to give you some idea. And we'll go from there. Let's go out of the CV into our oscillator. Give me one moment. Volt per octave in. And then we'll do a little bit of envelope to filter that in. Sorry, I'm breaking the camera. Put that on your tafony bingo card, probably, because I do it in every video. Boom. Cut off in. I don't know where all my cables went. I did a cleanup recently, which usually results in me having a ton of cables, and this resulted in me having none, apparently. So fix my camera, sorry. So we're sending volt per octave on the top, cutoff. And then envelopes in the second. Maybe we'll do the reverse just to see. turns down 2-pull mode. Oh, that actually sounds really nice. Although I do hear a little boominess. Oh. Again, it's really touchy, you gotta be really careful. But I'm starting to hear something I really like. Let's get some drums going. Let's get less drums going. Maybe let's try the square output. That actually sounds nice. Yeah. I don't know, it has a character that's not as liquidy as the pony, but sounds nice. If we take our input out, I'm not using any VCA either, which, I don't know. I'm not much for using filters, at least maybe this isn't a good candidate for that. I'm not much for using filters as my sound source because I feel like they're like really squelchy and harsh, which does sound appealing when I say it out loud, but let's use the Super Sawtor because I love it. Yeah. That actually does sound really nice. Huh. Well, I will say though, that 3-pull mode is just like, I'm struggling to find a mode or a time when I would want to use this 2-pull mode because it doesn't have a very unique characteristic, you know what I mean? Like, it just kind of sounds similar but not as nice. I don't know why I'm kind of reserving my punches about it. I'm still having some insecurities about the Morphogene video, I guess. But like, I don't know, 3-pull mode sounds really nice. Why would I want this one? I mean, it does seem to suck less high end out of it, which is kind of interesting. Because doesn't ladder filters have a reputation doing the opposite, right? Let's turn my speed up. And I think that'll be enough because I've been trying to get the song length down on these, y'all. I hope you've noticed, and you can let me know how you feel about that, but hey, I'm Tafony. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that crap that YouTube's always on my case but not promoting to you, and I'll talk to you in the next video.